How's it going, everyone, and welcome to episode 9 of the Geek Chewns Podcast, the show that talks about how geek culture inspires and shapes people's lives. And today's people's is Mr. Nico Nico from Nico Nico Games, a up-and-coming YouTube Let's Play. How are you doing, Nico?
Hey, pretty good. How about you?
I'm doing pretty well. So let the people know, who is Nico Nico of Nico Nico Games?
Um, well, I'm just a simple Let's Play YouTuber. I used to watch YouTube way back in high school, and that was about 8 years ago for me.
Oh,
So I've
jeez.
been on,
Yeah.
yeah. I try to keep it old school. I try to keep just the simple Let's Plays. I'll obviously do the personality things like answer questions or do try not to laugh challenges, but mostly a gaming channel,
What
and
kind?
that loves anime.
What kind of video games?
Well, right now I'm playing. I just finished all of Life is Strange, and I'm uploading that daily. And we have Pokemon Blue, the original. I plan on going through all the games, all the
Mm,
Pokemon games.
mm.
And well, I play like another assortments of games like dating sims. I have. I can't think of all my games. I have Hollow Knight up there. I have South Park: The Stick of Truth, and yeah, a bunch of other games. Sometimes I'll get sick of a game and just move on to the next,
Yeah.
and it's always
Okay.
changing.
Sounds like have a lot of anime style video games. That's. I was thinking of doing that on this channel a long time ago when my channel was the anime channel, but I didn't have time to like keep up with everything. So that's one of the reasons I just went to geek culture in general, because I love the culture around all this type of stuff. Um, what type of geek are you then? What is your biggest geekdom? I'll say, is it anime or is it video games or is it something else that you haven't actually told anyone about?
um, well, I'm what you call a Japanophile,
Okay,
which
yeah.
is what a lot of my Japanese friends call me. I really like Japanese culture, and I've studied that most of my life. Ever since I was in like the second grade, I've loved Japanese culture. I learned to speak it recently, and I met a lot of, people from Japan, and I used to work in Japanese restaurants and all that, and definitely into Japan and Japanese culture.
What about Japanese culture draws you to it?
Um, I guess it's the uniqueness. Like, it's such a foreign culture. Like, it's really nothing we've ever seen before, and I like seeing things that are different, seeing all these different things and how people act and wear clothes and live in buildings, live their lives and all that. And
Mm.
Japan just seems so alien to me.
Japan, yeah, they are pretty unique by themselves on that island there, on the land of the rising sun. They're the first to get sun, I believe. And yeah,
Yeah.
like I've also had my stints where I was deep into Japanese culture. I attempted to learn Japanese once online. That didn't go very far. That didn't go beyond like hello, how are you? Like konnichiwa. Like um but yeah, like how did you learn?
Oh, I had this thing called Pimsleur. It's like an audio tape. You just listen to it and you repeat it. It's those kind of audio tapes. And it's like a really repetitive thing. Like you say konnichiwa like a dozen times until you remember it fully.
Konnichiwa a dozen times. I think I've said konnichiwa a dozen times in my lifetime. I've got that one down. It's what comes after that that's a problem. Like
It,
um
it's not it's not so hard if like you're really dedicated to it. Like I was really dedicated to learning that language, and I think I did a pretty good job. My friends
mm,
think I did a pretty good job at
mm,
least.
mm. It's pretty cool. I need to attempt a harder go at it at some point. So what was your first interaction with what we would now refer to as geek culture? What was that first memory of all of this weird stuff to some people? What was that first thing?
Like the first thing geeky I ever got into, or
Yeah,
like how?
ever encountered first, or got into either one. What was your first memory of getting into this weird thing that other people didn't really identify with around you?
Um, I guess that would be like Astro Boy, like those kind of animes. But
Okay.
I was also really into like Dragon Ball Z and Pokemon and all that.
Mm,
And that was like when I was young, so everybody else was really into it. So I didn't really
mm,
feel like
mm,
different in that
mm,
sense. But I guess what really stuck me out was always being into into the Japanese stuff. Like, I remember what really made me feel different from everyone else was in my second grade. Um, there was it was Halloween and we had to like draw a picture and then write a sentence about it. So I did this like, little festival or ritual, I guess, that they do in Japan where they make paper boats and then light candles or something. And it shows the spirits to their home or something.
mm, mm, mm.
Yeah, it was like one of those rituals. I drew a picture of that and I wrote a sentence about it. My teacher came up to me and was just like, "What's this?" And I explained it to her. She's just like, "Do something more American related." And I was just like,
What?
I was just like, I worked hard on that, and you kind of just shit all over it. But
That sucks.
you know, that's what kind of made me realize I was like,
Yeah.
all right, this is probably not normal for
Yeah, yeah,
everybody.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, that's when you realize, okay, I'm not part of the mainstream anymore. Um,
Yeah, I think
uh,
that's I think my mom started to notice that too once I got into all the culture, and then soon enough the anime, and then soon enough
mm,
the video games and
mm.
everything. And that's when my mom realized, oh God, I have an otaku son.
What do I do? She has to go to these like AA type meetings where all the moms are like, "What do I do? My son
It
has a waifu, but she's not a real person."
it did actually get to that point. My mom started like looking up online how to actually deal with this, and she tried to like take some of my stuff. Like as I got to like my older teens, she started taking some of the stuff that she felt like was too childish. Like I had a hat with some cat ears or something.
Mm.
She took that away. I was really upset about that.
Oh dear. That's weird. She took away your cat ear hat. That's
Yeah,
weird. I
I was
remember
pretty
my
upset.
dad took away my, well, in our country we had these what do you call these? These Pokemon, like, we call them Tazos, but I think in your country it's Pogs. I think it's like these circular like
Oh,
disc things.
yeah,
Yeah, and
Pogs. I
like,
remember
yeah,
those.
like, so we had a bunch of those. They used to come in like our crisps or chips packets. And we had a ton of those, and when my dad found it, he didn't like it. It was like Pokemon stuff, and he was like, "You made us get rid of it." So that's a bunch of stuff that I lost. I still have like some of them in my cupboard. I'll probably do like a throwback Thursday video of all of my, like, old school like geek stuff.
Yeah,
Um,
definitely do that, man.
yeah,
I would love to see it.
and then when me and my brother got into Yu-Gi-Oh, we were playing all of the time. And when my dad found those, he was even more pissed about those because like Yu-Gi-Oh cards have like, some of them have like very like dark imagery. So like
Oh
he
yeah.
he didn't like the idea of like these weird like dragon type of things that we were playing with. He obviously didn't like understand at the time, like we were kids and stuff. So it was
Yeah.
weird, but he was also kind of sad because now now to play Yu-Gi-Oh, I had to go and like buy cards again. Like, because I don't have any from like back in the day, which is kind of
It's
sad.
really not worth it. It's really not worth it to get back into the game at this point. The rules have changed a lot and
Yeah,
the cards are
yeah,
all different.
yeah,
It's really just not worth it.
yeah. So have you like tried to get back into it, or did you look at it and then like go like, nope, peace out. This is just nostalgia.
I gave it my best shot to get back into it, but how they changed up the rules and how you can't use certain cards now, and it it's like most of the cards I can't use, so I was just like it hurts my strategy and I had to change everything up and I was just
Mm.
like, you know what, it's not worth it.
Yeah, yeah. All of those new type of weird like synchro summons and like pendulum summons and like all these
Yeah,
weird mechanics that came like out of nowhere. They probably just made it up to like sell cards, and like some of them sound cool-ish, but like for people like you and me who are like from the old school, like it's so difficult to wrap your head around. Like there's I think like
yeah.
four different ways now to summon things. Like it's just special summoning has gone like crazy. Like I don't think like in the current game that you even like normal summon things. Like everything just like magically appears like on the field. And it's so weird. So yeah, I've definitely like I bought a set of new cards last year, but it wasn't any of the new gen stuff. It was Yugi's old decks. It came in
Mm.
that like gold box. Um, so me and my roommate played a bit of that, and like that's like kind of nostalgia stuff because it's not any of the old stuff. So, but yeah, I played some of the new stuff on the game that came out a couple of years ago, Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel something. Well, it's always Duel something.
Um, yeah, it's always doing something.
It's always Duel. I forgot.
Um,
Jeez.
it's a game like a mobile game or
No,
like
it's on PlayStation. It's a PS4 game. But
oh, I
I
don't know.
forgot. I know there's a new mobile one called Duel Links, but I haven't downloaded that yet. Um,
Nah,
yeah,
I'm currently into Pocket Mortys right now. So,
Pocket Mortys. What is that?
oh, have you ever heard of Rick and Morty?
I've heard a lot of Rick and Morty. Yeah, I have. I didn't get
Yeah.
around to watching it yet. It's on the top of my to-do list. I just don't have enough time to
Oh, you
get to
should
it. Yeah,
definitely check it out. Season 3 is
yeah,
coming out.
yeah.
But Pocket Mortys, it's a mobile game and it's like Pokemon, except they replace all the Pokemon with Mortys.
Okay, but like Pokemon
It
Go.
it's really addicting. Yeah, it's really addicting.
Yeah.
It's like the old school Pokemon, but with Mortys. It's really simple and you don't really have to pay for anything. I never do, at
Hmm.
least.
That's interesting. So, have you been to Japan yet?
No,
No.
I've always grown up really poor, so I never really had
Mm,
money to
mm.
go there. I would
And
love to though.
yeah, I
I
know those
really
feels,
would.
bro. I know those feels. This is third world country. This is.
Yeah.
I barely have like enough money to go back to my home. Like, it's a 12-hour drive that I can't even afford. But what are the types of places in Japan that you would like to visit?
I guess I'd like to check out Hokkaido, Kyoto, Tokyo, Shinjuku,
Mm.
um, Osaka. My friend lives in Osaka. I'd like to visit him. Um, I guess a lot of places. I want to check out the nightclubs, and I obviously want to check out Akihabara because that's
Mm.
like anime
Every
central
yeah,
right there.
every otaku's dream to go to Akihabara.
Yeah. Kyoto
Uh,
has like all the historical stuff that I love.
yeah.
Hokkaido, that's like a whole historical place right there.
Yeah.
And Osaka, my friend lives there and I'd like to see him.
Mm. Yeah, I've always had a fascination with Kyoto because it's like the city that's like built on water. It's like a aquifer, right? So like there's just water everywhere. Um, I also want to visit Okinawa because that's a cool place that all
Oh
of the
yeah.
all of the anime people go there in Japan. Like I'm wondering if there's gonna be like one anime one day that's just like summertime, and like all of the characters from all different animes just end up there because like everybody's on holiday.
Oh, that would be
Okinawa,
such a mashup.
the ultimate crossover, Okinawa time.
Oh man,
That'll
that
be
would be
interesting.
crazy.
Yeah, and then of course I wanna visit Akihabara, but I think I'm more interested in visiting the rural areas than I am the main nice city. Well, just because
Like like the countryside or like,
yeah, yeah,
Okayama.
yeah, like the countryside. Like just just walking one of those like rice paddy fields or like through the forests and like see all of the bugs that Satoshi was catching before he tore up like Pokemon. Like I want to see like the wildlife, but like I'm a biologist, so that's why like I just like looking at animals in general, more than I'd like looking at people. So maybe that's why.
No, I
Um,
understand that. I usually
yeah.
go like usually when I'm staying inside a lot, I like to step outside and just like enjoy the nature. just
Yeah,
like walk around or just sit outside.
yeah. When you hear the cicadas, like you always hear in anime, that's all you hear
Hmm.
outside. So what do you draw on from geek culture for what you do, either like for your work or for your YouTube channel? Is there any like specific anime you draw from for inspiration, or any specific characters you try to model after?
For my YouTube,
For
not
anything, is there anything that inspires you? Or
um
do you just keep it separated as like this is another reality and it doesn't permeate into my real life?
oh yeah. I mean, I have to keep I have to keep
Mm,
my regular life and my anime life separate.
yeah,
Like my anime life is my life, but
yeah,
I go to work, you know, and
yeah.
obviously I can't talk about anime boobies to my coworkers, otherwise I might get fired.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's true, but I mean, like all of anime is not just anime boobies. It's like there's some like characters that you could like draw inspiration from. Like I found some of the characters in Naruto really inspiring. Like Rock Lee is really inspiring. Naruto himself is really
Yeah.
inspiring. What's his name from Full Metal Alchemist? Like those two brothers, they went through like such a tragic like existence. So them barely like existing is an inspiration to all.
Oh, you
Uh,
mean like what anime I relate to or whatever?
yeah, that type of stuff. Yeah.
Oh, that would be Welcome to the NHK for me.
Oh, okay.
Uh,
Yeah.
yeah, it's about this guy. He's a hikikomori, and he has anxiety and depression,
Yeah.
and he shuts himself in,
Mm,
and he gets paranoid and all this other shit. Then he meets a girl who's trying to get him out of the hikikomori life, and she's a hikikomori as well. I don't want to spoil it all for you, but um, it's basically about being a shut-in and having like anxiety, and that's pretty much me.
yeah.
Like, I
Yeah.
I get major anxiety. I get
Mm,
serious anxiety.
mm,
Like, I think I accidentally dropped something, like like a dish or something filled with water, and I freaked out. I like on the inside, my chest started like tightening up, my heart
mm,
started beating really quick, and I was like holding on to myself, like almost
mm,
going into the fetal position because I couldn't believe that I dropped something. And it's like so minor now that I think about it,
mm,
but it's like then it was like, oh my God, I
mm.
can't believe I did this.
Yeah. In the
So
moment. In the moment. I know those
yeah,
feels, man. Yeah. I know those feels.
yeah.
Um.
So I totally relate with him when he like shuts himself in and he's trying
Yeah.
to, keep everyone away. I totally relate to him, but I also totally relate to trying to get out of that because that's what I really want to do is like try not to
Mm.
be as depressed or anxious and try to be a little more outgoing and talking to people
Yeah.
more.
Yeah. Yeah. That's always the number one goal of anxious people like me as well.
Yeah.
Like one of the reasons I made this YouTube channel was to like just improve my speaking skills,
Me
and
too.
so far it's kind of working. It's slow, but it's kind of working. Um,
Yeah, I mean, well, I think that's everybody. I think a lot of people have anxiety and they feel
mm,
insecure about a lot of stuff. But I
mm,
know, like, I'm a very optimistic person, so I know, like, you know, I know we'll both
mm,
be able to be like talk to
mm,
people and not feel insecure. We just gotta
mm,
work on it, and we
yeah,
gotta realize, hey, everybody makes stupid mistakes. Everybody does something stupid
mm,
once in a while, so it's okay. Like, you live and learn and you move on, and it's all right.
mm. That is true. So beside your mom taking away your cat ears, was there anybody else that kind of shunned you for the stuff that you liked back as a kid back in the day, or did your friends also embrace everything that you liked?
Oh, I was I grew up in a really weird situation. Um, like my brother and I, we used to be really cool, but then and we used to like the same stuff, but he kind of grew out of it and I didn't. And he we ended up not really being friends well, like we were still brothers and we were still friends. We just weren't like how we used to be after like kind of growing up. And that kind of hit me. And we didn't go to the same school. I went to a different school and I was like one of the only white people there,
Mm,
and it was always awkward for me because
mm,
I was like the minority and I liked anime. I eventually made some friends that did like it, but I still felt like alone and secluded a lot
mm,
of the time because I was just so different from everyone else and I didn't know how to relate to anyone.
yeah.
And that continued on up until like I guess when I got into college and then I joined like some anime clubs and I met some people and we stayed friends and I'm still friends with a lot of my friends and I've been able to get out more and meet more people and stuff.
Mm, mm. What was the kind of numbers of people in those anime clubs in college? Um, like a rough estimate, like how big were the clubs? How many people did they have?
Like 12, 12,
12.
13 maybe.
Okay, that's a
Yeah.
sizable number. I know we've been trying at my college, university, to start up an anime club for like 3 years now, but nothing like we haven't even had like any meetings or anything. Like the coordination is a bit poor. So I actually haven't met anybody on my campus. And
Mm.
on the in my other at my other universities also there wasn't any like talk of any type of anime club. Clubs are not a thing in South Africa. Like unless it's like sport, like that's the only type of clubs you get, like sporting clubs. Everything else is like, I
Mm.
don't know, like off campus. Clubs are not really a thing, which is sad because I would have liked to been like in a anime club or a video game club or something. Would have been cool.
Are there like cities in your country, like big cities?
Yeah, there are big cities. Cape Town, Durban, and Johannesburg are the three big cities. I'm in a semi-big city at the moment. It's more like a small town. It's Port Elizabeth. But sure, there are bigger cities.
Maybe you could start a
Yeah.
club that way. Like if you go to
Mm,
this website called meetup.com and you make like a page and people will join it and you guys
mm,
can like meet once a week, once a month,
mm,
or whatever, twice a week.
mm, mm.
And it's a pretty good way to meet more people and I'm sure you can find something on there if you
Yeah,
live
yeah,
near like a big city.
yeah. I've been on Meetup.com here in South Africa, and it's like dry. There's like barely anything
Really?
going on. Yeah, there's like barely anything going on. Like our country is like the internet is not a thing here. Like the internet is just not a thing yet, because we pay so much money for data. Like data is treated like a luxury here in South Africa, and like the average person does not like know how to use the internet, does not know. I'm pretty sure the average person does not even like know meetup.com is a thing to begin with, or they don't like. There's no subscriber culture here in South Africa, so like our YouTubers like work like exceptionally hard, uh,
Mm.
because like for us here in South Africa in general, like YouTube is still like cat videos. Like it's like still like we living like 6 to 5 years like in the past when it comes to online culture, because our internet is so expensive. And it's such a, to me, like the only reason why people like me like start up YouTube and like podcasting and stuff is because we go to university and then we get internet connection like at a like acceptable level. So anybody who's not like, who had not gone to university like in the past like maybe 10 years doesn't even like have a culture that is online. They don't know how like what YouTube is. People are just now figuring out like Twitter, and Twitter's like dead. People are
That's
just
crazy.
yeah, it's
That
frustrating
is
to me.
crazy.
It's frustrating to me because like I know like one of the things that could pull this country like out of its like, economic slump would be like online business. But the thing is, the average person over here does not even understand like the opportunities there are on the internet, just because it's a whole bunch of like politics stuff that I don't really want to get into, but it
Oh yeah.
annoys like the shit out of me. Like it's ridiculous that we just treat the internet like it's like some kind of luxury. Like in this day and age, the internet should be treated like electricity or like water. It should be easily accessible to everybody, but it's really not here, and it's sad. So yeah,
I mean, with
things.
technological advances, yeah, I think it should
Yeah,
be able to get anywhere. But I see, I definitely see the frustration with that. Wow, damn. I
some.
can't even really imagine that because like I could go
Mhm.
anywhere and just like turn on a hotspot and I got internet. That's
Yeah,
crazy.
I know. One day we'll have it. It's starting. I think we're starting to get over the hump with like fiber and broadband internet. Mobile broadband internet is starting to get cheaper, but it's still like the average Joe still doesn't have. If you below, yeah, if you below the average income, I doubt you can afford this luxury known as the internet. Even though if you have the internet, you could just start a random business online and
Mm.
be able to afford it if you know what you're doing, if you educate yourself. But the opportunities are just not there in South Africa.
Oh man, that's sad.
Yeah, I know. It's one of those things that just irks me. I think I need to do
Yeah,
another video just about that because it's ridiculous.
I
um,
bet.
so what kind of animes are you watching right now? What kind of video games are you playing right now?
Um, I just finished Manga Sensei, which is just a masterpiece. I love it. It's great.
What is it
It's
about?
uh,
I can tell by the
um,
name it's gonna be weird. Manga Sensei
well,
pretty much sounds like it's somebody who draws like hentai.
think of the most trashiest anime you could think of, and divide it by cancer. That's pretty much Manga Sensei.
Divided by cancer, jeez.
Yeah,
Uh,
it's it. It's really,
that sounds
really.
like what you would do like if you like taped like a piece of toast, buttered toast to a cat and you get that infinite loop. That's what it sounds
It
like.
it's very how do I say this without getting arrested? Um, it's about this 12-year-old girl who draws very lewd pictures for her older brother's manga, and she ends up like she's like a shut-in, and then she kind of ends up getting to know her Oni-chan a little bit more, but they're not related by blood, so
Yeah.
everything that they do is totally justified. Uh,
Jeez.
yeah, asterisk. um, it's you gotta watch it. It sounds a lot better. It sounds it sounds a lot better than what I'm explaining it to be. It's like so bad that it's really good. It's such trash and that it becomes a masterpiece just because it's so much trash. It's so bad it's good, pretty much.
That sounds hilarious. What else are you watching this season?
Um, I haven't seen anything in my recommendations so
Mm,
far. I am looking through everything, but I've been on my American cartoon kick for a little
okay.
bit.
All right.
I've been
Wow.
watching Gravity Falls,
Mm,
and that's a very interesting show. Steven Universe, which I've never gotten to before, and it's not too bad. I
mm,
like it.
mm.
Um, yeah, but I definitely I'm definitely thinking about watching some other animes. I have a long list that I just look at, and I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't even know where to begin. It's just so much
Yeah.
anime.
Yeah. My enemy list now I think is like I have like 50 to watch, like 50 in the backlog. I just started dropping some shows now. Like if they don't like hook me in the first two episodes, I just drop it because there's just too much stuff to like catch up on.
You see,
Um,
I would like to do that, but I know if I start an anime, I have to see it all the way through. And there's a lot of animes that I just straight up wanted to drop. I was just like,
yeah.
this anime is shit, and I don't want to watch any more of it. But I want to watch more of it just so I can say, hey, at least I watched it, and I can honestly say this anime is shit.
You want to watch all of it just to say it's shit. Okay.
Yeah, I'm that kind of elitist, you know? Like, I have to at least know the anime is not good. I have to at least give it a shot, say, hey, I watched it from A to Z. It's no good, man. Um,
Okay. You need to have an informed opinion on how shit it is.
yeah, I
Um,
just need to point out everything that's shit about it.
that's interesting. No, I mean, it also used to be difficult for me to drop stuff. Like, like I used to watch stuff right until the end, until like everybody was like, stop making this thing. Especially with like, especially with like English series. But at some point, like I got so busy, like when you get to like a certain point where you like just like an old git, you just don't have time to like do anything. Then you're like, okay, some things are just like not worth the time or the effort, and like maybe I'll get back to it when I retire one day. But like, no, it's just no time to watch all of these weird things. But I am looking forward to, I believe, next season or the season after. One Punch Man season 2 is going to be out, and I'm going to be all up in that. So when One Punch Man season 2 comes out, and when Shokugeki no Soma season 3, is it 3?
Mm.
It's coming out. That's when I get back into the swing of things. But I haven't been interested in anime for past couple of seasons now. It's nothing is like, tickled my fancy. And
Is
it's just
is there
like
like I'm sorry, go ahead.
it's just like like I know like the two popular things that came out recently was probably like Attack on Titan season 2 and My Hero Academia. But like after Attack on Titan season 1 came out, like it was such a long time. Like I eventually just ended up like reading the manga. So like I know what's gonna happen after season 1. So it's like, okay, season 2, I'll probably catch it like once it's done. I'll just like, binge watch the whole thing. And My Hero Academia, like it wasn't worth it just like going back and getting like a Crunchyroll subscription for just like one series. So that's why like I fell out of it a bit. But I think like One Punch Man second season, that's just unmissable for me. Like One Punch Man was such a
Mm.
revolution when it came out. And Shokugeki no Soma was something that I never thought that I would like get into, because I'm such a like story first guy, and like my first like impressions, like I just had this conversation like last week. um, my impressions of Shokugeki no Soma was that it was gonna be like just this fan servicey like food porn and like etchy type of stuff, but actually it turned out to be quite an interesting like story with interesting characters developing, and I ended up enjoying it quite a bit. So, and the music in that show is quite good as well. So those are the
That's
two.
the anime. That's the anime where like the guy. It's about a guy who's cooking, right?
Yeah,
And
yeah,
he's in a school of. Yeah, I watched the
yeah.
first season of that.
Mm,
It was pretty interesting. I liked it.
mm,
Made
mm.
me hungry after every episode, but yeah.
Yeah, yeah. It gets really intense in the second season. That's when the really
Yeah.
good stuff happens. So yeah, those are the two things I'm looking forward to. Are you looking forward to anything in the next upcoming seasons?
Oh yeah. There's gonna be a second and third season of Fooly Cooly, which I'm looking
Oh yeah. Okay.
very much forward to, because
Mm.
Fooly Cooly was like kind of what really pushed me into the anime fandom. Like I always liked Pokemon, Dragon Ball Z, and all that, but Fooly Cooly, that's what really pushed me in. That
Mm.
and Tenchi Muyo, that was a really good one as well.
Mm. Mm. Furikuri is like such a wacky little like 6 episode like thing. Like
Yeah,
it's like so weird and outlandish, but it's everybody identifies with it for some reason. Like it's one of those like beloved things. It's quite interesting.
I just
Uh,
think it's like artistically pleasing. Like
yeah.
the art in it is like extremely beautiful. I love it. It's very ominous and has like a very symbolistic kind of thing to it, especially with like the giant ironer, the hand ironer. Is that what it's
Mhm.
called? The iron?
I don't remember. Iron.
Um, yeah, like an iron, how you iron your clothes.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah, it's had it in the
yeah.
background. I thought that was very ominous and very like
Yeah.
had like a very motifs feeling to it.
Okay. That's interesting. I need to rewatch that. I don't think I paid enough attention to it when I originally watched it. It's been like a long time. I think like the last time I watched it was like a year or two like after it came out. um, what are your some of your favorite series, like all time favorites? Like, what's your top like 5 list?
Uh, Let me look at my favorites because I honestly can't think of off the top of my head.
There's just so many, isn't there? Like, there's
Yeah,
always like new series coming out. It's difficult to like just like try and condense it into 5. Um, and
yeah.
and then you have to get into like, okay, like, do I put a ongoing like long running series in there, or do I put like just short series? Because like the ongoing series like always like come with all of this like fluff and filler stuff. So it's difficult to say, okay, this is my like favorite anime when you know that like half of it is just filler. And then when the seasonal stuff is like some of it's unfinished, so like okay, you might have had a good first season, but like where's season 2? So it's like really interesting when you think about like what are my favorites.
Well, I have my top 50 up, but I
Mm,
think I figured out exactly my top
mm,
5. Welcome to the NHK,
mm,
Nichijou,
mm.
uh, Toradora, Onahana, and No Game No Life. Did I say that one already?
No, no.
Yeah, No Game No Life.
Okay, interesting. I've only watched one of those series. I've only seen
Oh, I
Toradora.
recommend all of them.
I've
Toradora is great.
Yeah,
I love it.
Toradora is hilarious. Welcome to HK is on my to-do list. Nichijou is like one of the most memed animes. Like,
Because it's so
it's hilarious.
it,
Yeah,
that anime pretty much is a meme. That
yeah,
that whole thing, because like they take like a whole bunch of tropes in anime and they totally make fun of it, and then it's like
yeah.
it's like Hitalia almost, like
Okay,
has skits and
yeah,
everything,
yeah.
and they're all the skits are really funny and like kind of like a lot of things are like blown out of proportion and they take tropes or whatever. It's really funny.
Mm,
I
mm.
think so.
Yeah, like it's like a lot. I think a lot of those scenes are just like memeable because they just come out of left field. Like it's so weird.
They do. It's funny. It,
Like,
it's it's crazy.
I just saw one of them the other day where it's like I think PE time, and one of the girls is trying to do like one of those loop bars, and then
Hmm.
one of the characters is just like spinning like a fidget spinner across the bar, like, and they're like, but the one I see the most is probably like when the principal is like attacking the
The deer.
reindeer. Yeah, it's like I see that at least once a week on the internet. It's like why is this happening? And the little girl is like there, she like doesn't understand. Like what is going on here? It's definitely something I need to get into. I think the universe is telling me like, Yanas, you need to watch this damn show or
You
else.
definitely need to watch it. It's hilarious. It's like the best. It
So
seriously
yeah,
is.
it seems to me like you have like an affinity for those the comedy type, like slice of life comedy type shows.
I actually really prefer romance.
Is
I,
it?
I really like the romance. Like I like
Mm,
harems, like Tenchi Muyo, Date
mm,
Alive, um, Sekirei. I actually loved even
mm,
despite all the fan service. I really did like how they interacted with each other.
mm.
The feels were there. Um, and there's some serious romances that I do like, but not too serious because that makes me cry. I'm a little bitch when it comes to
Where
anime
where
because I
your
cry at every little
emotions
scene.
on your sleeve.
With
You,
anime only
yeah,
though.
with anime
Anime's
only.
the only. Yeah.
Well,
Everything else is kind of like
like cartoons? Like, did you not cry for like Mufasa back in the day?
okay, yeah, I did. I did. I was into Disney back then too. I was just like, I got upset with that.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
but it's mostly anime and like media and stuff. Like I'm very reserved in real life, but when it comes to anime and all this other stuff, I'm just like this weird perverted guy that likes anime and has feels and shit.
Yeah, man, I also get the feels a lot for anime, but also like also video games, like also movies. Like
Oh yeah.
I don't know why, but I do like I don't know. I think it's like an empathy thing. Like I just have a lot. If I'm invested in a story and certain characters, it's easy for me to like just
Yeah.
get emotional about things. I don't know whether that's like because I have like maybe mental issues or something. Because obviously I know this is like all like like fake stuff that somebody like thought up like in his basement probably. But you know, I identify with it. But like I always go back to the moment, you know, like do you watch One Piece?
No, I couldn't get into it. It took too long.
Yeah, but there's just a scene in One Piece where the author makes who can make the reader just cry and feel emotions for an inanimate object that just got destroyed. And it's ridiculous. But it
An
happens
inanimate,
it happens in One Piece. Yeah.
inanimate object like a ball or something.
Yeah, it's a boat. It's a ship.
Oh, like his
It's,
ship broken?
yeah, it's a ship that gets broken. It's fascinating. It's
Well,
fascinating.
if you think about it, that's pretty normal. Like, you know, like think about like a guy that's been fishing all of his life and he grew up on this boat and everything, and
Mm,
it has so much meaning to him because it's his life, and then it like crashes to the ocean. He feels like something for it because like
mm,
that was him, that was
mm,
part of him, that was his life and everything. So
mm.
like I understand it. Like I understand that.
Yeah. No, the way that it happens is that I mean, like One Piece is about pirates, and the boat kind of is like part of the crew. Like it's on the journey with everybody. So when the boat goes down, it's like one of your comrades that goes down, and like Ichiro Oda was just amazing at making the viewers feel like this this boat was part of the crew and one of the crew was about to be put to rest, and I was bawling my eyes out at that scene.
Yeah.
And I know like millions of other people were also doing it because that thing got memed, feels meme, not funny meme. um but sure, like that, and like obviously I always bring up Mufasa because that's the one that every kid like cries for. That's the rite of passage for children. Like if
Well,
you
if you like the feels, you should check out Onahana, or like
mm,
the flower we never seen before or something.
mm,
Um, there's Clannad, obviously.
yeah, well,
Little
Clannad
Busters.
almost broke me as a person.
Um, it made me its bitch. But Onahana is probably the saddest one though. So
Yeah,
if you like really sad stuff,
yeah,
Onahana. Oh, and Little Busters, Angel Beats, and um, Your Lie in April.
yeah.
All those are really
I
good.
have I've seen Angel Beats. Angel Beats almost destroyed me at the end as well.
Oh
That
yeah.
that was. Go ahead.
Which one did you say like you identified with the most?
What do you mean? Which one?
Like when they were talking about their life stories and everything, and then like this is why they died and all this stuff and how they couldn't move on from death.
Mm, I don't know. I don't think identify with any of the particular characters in that one. But I just had feels for all of those people. Like especially at the end, because the one character was like her job was to get other people.
Oh yeah.
That just broke me. I was like, okay, this is. I don't know how to deal with this situation.
I reacted to that on my channel. Like
Is
if you
it?
look up "Try Not to Cry" challenge on my
Yeah,
channel,
yeah,
you'll see that scene
yeah,
in that. I
yeah.
cried.
Yeah. Spoilers. Nico cried.
Spoilers. I cried.
Yanas also cried. Sadly. Uh,
Yeah. Um, what else was I gonna ask? What anime character do you like really identify with?
really identify with. Jeez.
Yeah.
I'm like I had this conversation with Ben Tori as well. Like anime characters, like if you're not like a main character, you're actually not fleshed out very well.
Mm-hmm.
So characters are kind of like very stereotypical to one type of personality trait. So it's definitely difficult to kind of identify with certain characters. So like for me, I feel like I'm actually like an amalgamation of two characters in Naruto, like Choji and Shikamaru, like together because I'm really like lazy fat dude, and I'm also smart. Like I'm a scientist, so like I think like Choji and Shikamaru together, that's the type of character I am. But I don't think there's any real character that like totally embodies like who I am. It's just, I mean, like these characters are so like over exaggerated with all of their qualities. Like it's really difficult to pick any out. I like more of picking, like I really like quotes from anime, like because some of these characters like are really like there are really interesting like moments where they develop and become different, or where they grow. So like I kind of like Rock Lee because he had this kind of like a disability, I would say, in the ninja world, not being able to like do ninjutsu. So him working hard on other stuff was pretty cool. And geez, when it comes to other anime, I don't know. What's one of some of your characters that you really identify with?
Um, there's two. There's the main character of Welcome to the AHK because I have his anxiety. But I guess when I'm
Mm.
outside, Shizo-chan from what was it called? Durara, the guy that was
Okay, yeah.
yeah, the guy that was like he dressed like a bartender or something.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah.
Yeah, that guy, cause he's like a really nice guy, but he has like anger issues, and that's kind of me, cause I have anger issues too sometimes. Like
You're
sometimes I get really heated, and I curse people out. Cause I don't know, I have anger issues, but not to like the extent he probably does. But I
yeah.
definitely relate to him on that level. He's a really nice guy, but he has anger issues, you know?
That's really interesting. Yeah, really nice. Like, yeah.
Yeah,
I don't think I can say I've ever had anger issues. My like probably my main weakness is that I'm a bit of a pushover. Like I kind of let people walk over me sometimes. Um, but I don't know. Anger is not something that I've ever like embraced. I don't really get angry at people.
I try not to. Like, I always try to stay calm and collected, but sometimes there's just those times where you have to just let it out.
Mm.
Otherwise, something bad would happen. Like, you never want to keep that stuff in. And if somebody's being an open asshole towards you, like that person's just being a dick towards you,
Mm.
you know, sometimes you just got to let it out. Like, I don't know. Like, I used to live in Harlem, and I was
Mm.
like one of the few white guys there again. And I would get called a lot of stuff like white boy or, something about my skin color, whatever. And I would get pissed off. And one time some dude came up to me and he's all like, what? He's like, get the fuck out of here, white boy. And I'm like, I lost it. I got angry.
Mm.
I cursed him out. I'm like, leave me the fuck alone. I don't have to fucking listen to you. I can walk wherever I want. It's a free country and all that stuff. And I went off on him, but I got
Mm.
respect for
Mm.
it.
Yeah,
So,
no, I can understand that. That's an interesting situation uh,
yeah.
to live in. I don't know. Maybe
Yeah, it
I
happens.
should have you back on and discuss some of that interesting stuff. But let's get into our last segment of the show, the rapid fire round, where I give you a set of this or that questions to find out which one of these things had more impact on your life. Not necessarily what you think is better, but had more impact in your life. Star Trek or Star Wars?
Star Wars,
Okay. Harry Potter, Lord of the Rings.
Lord of the Rings,
Batman or Iron Man?
Batman,
Okay. Superman or Spider-Man?
Spider-Man,
I'm not sure if you play these type of games, but Nathan Drake or Master Chief?
um, Nathan Drake.
Okay. Sonic or Mario?
That's actually a hard one. Sonic,
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 okay. Interesting. Facebook or Twitter?
Twitter,
Instagram or Snapchat?
Instagram,
Um, okay, let's have a special one just for you. Clanad or Angel Beats?
That's really, oh my God. Claned. Claned.
Clanad, yeah. Clanad was there first for me. I remember. Clanad was released first, right? Clanad,
Yeah.
Clanad and After Story. Those were game changing anime for me. Yo, it was something else. I don't even want to remember the sad times.
It's every single part of that. It's just like, oh, you like this character? Well, that character's gonna die.
Yeah, but yeah, it's not even like. Do you watch Game of Thrones?
I watched up to season 4, I think.
Yeah, yeah, because Game of Thrones also has that thing where it like kills off characters, but like Game of Thrones does it in a very like realistic
Dram-
way. But
yeah.
like Clannad and like Angel Beats is like the author makes you like love all of these characters, and then he
Yeah.
kills them. Like he's like like after like 10 episodes of you like
I know it was like with the mom died and everything through childbirth, and I felt
yeah
bad for that guy. But I'm like,
yeah
well, at least he has his daughter, and then well,
yeah. Yeah,
yeah,
I was destroyed. But
that
anyway,
was
Nico, it's been fun chatting to you. Thanks for coming through. It's been
no thanks, man. It was
quite
a
a
lot of
fun
fun.
quite a fun chat talking about anime, and I'm sure I'll have you on talking about more anime later on. So where can people find you on the internet?
Nico Nico Games is my YouTube channel, and if you want to follow me on Twitter, it's Nico Nico number 4 life with a Y instead of an I,
Nico
because
Nico.
I'm gangster like that.
For life, for life. Once you're in,
Yeah,
you don't go back. Once you go Nico, you don't go back. Um, So
that
that's
is the
it.
case.
That's it from us, guys. Do remember to like the video if you did. Subscribe to the channel for more chats like this about how geek culture inspires and shapes people's lives. And do remember to always be yourself, because no one else is going to do it for you. Otherwise, stay tuned and cheers.
Peace.